Anna Maria, Florida, is a small city located on the northern end of Anna Maria Island, a 7-mile-long barrier island on Florida's Gulf Coast in Manatee County. Its history reflects a blend of Native American heritage, Spanish exploration, and gradual development into a charming modern community known for its Old Florida character. The island's story begins thousands of years ago, formed as a barrier island around 25,000 years ago. Humans arrived in Florida about 12,000 years ago, and by 4,000 years ago, predecessors of the Calusa and Timucua tribes, Native American groups known for fishing, foraging, and hunting, settled the area, drawn by its rich ecosystem. These tribes, part of the Safety Harbor culture, thrived on the island's abundant marine life, including mullet, redfish, and turtles. Evidence of their presence includes shell mounds and estuaries they engineered along the coast. European contact began in the early 16th century when Spanish explorers arrived. In 1527, the Narvaez expedition, and in 1539, Hernando de Soto's expedition, passed near Anna Maria Island, entering Tampa Bay to the north but making landfall on the mainland. The Spanish named the island Anna Maria Cay, possibly after the Virgin Mary and her mother, and, though a popular, yet unsupported, legend claims Ponce de Leon named it for Maria Anna von der Pfalz-Neuburg, queen to Charles II of Spain. Pronunciation of the name has evolved. Early residents said Anna Maria, while today it's commonly Anna Maria. Spanish influence waned after the U.S. acquired Florida in 1819, leaving the island largely untouched for centuries. Modern settlement began in the mid-19th century. In the 1840s, Cuban fishermen visited seasonally, but the first permanent resident was George Emerson Bean, who arrived in 1892. Bean homesteaded 160 acres on the island's northern tip, near what is now Bean Point, living in a rugged landscape of dense jungles, mosquitoes, and wildlife like alligators and rattlesnakes. Supplies arrived solely by boat. After Bean's death in 1898, his son, George Wilhelm Bean, partnered with Charles Roser, a wealthy developer from St. Petersburg rumored to have invented the fig Newton, selling the recipe to Nabisco for a fortune, to form the Anna Maria Beach Company in the early 1900s. They laid out streets, sidewalks, and a water system, marking the start of organized development. A key milestone came in 1911 when the company built the Anna Maria City Pier, a 678-foot structure at the end of Pine Avenue. Initially a dock for steamships bringing visitors from Tampa and St. Petersburg, it included a general store and loading area. The pier, still standing despite hurricane damage over the years, notably from Irma in 2017 and Milton in 2024, remains a historic landmark. Roser also constructed the Roser Memorial Community Church in 1913, its lighted cross serving as a beacon for fishermen until electricity arrived shortly after. The island's accessibility improved in 1921 with the construction of the Cortez Bridge, a wooden structure linking Anna Maria to the mainland fishing village of Cortez. Though partially destroyed by a storm during construction, it opened in 1922, allowing Model T Fords to roll in. A second bridge, on Manatee Avenue, followed later, replaced by a modern concrete version in the late 1950s. These bridges spurred growth, especially in tourism. Anna Maria remained a quiet retreat until the mid-20th century. In the 1940s, actor Paul Gilmore bought land near modern Coquina Beach, planning a film colony called Gilmore Isle. Only one movie, The Isle of Destiny, 1948, was filmed there, starring Esther Williams, but the project fizzled after the Florida land boom crashed. Post-World War II, developer Jack Holmes transformed the island center into Holmes Beach, incorporated in 1950, while Bradenton Beach, originally Bradentown after Dr. Joseph Braden, incorporated in 1951. The city of Anna Maria itself never formally incorporated but grew as a residential community. Throughout the 20th century, Anna Maria retained its laid-back charm, no high-rises, fast food chains, or heavy commercialization, thanks to local ordinances and a commitment to preserving its heritage. Notable visitors, like novelist James Agee and journalist Walter Lippmann, enjoyed its tranquility. The Anna Maria Island Historical Society, founded in 1990, maintains this legacy, with its museum on Pine Avenue, housed in a 1920 icehouse, showcasing artifacts from native tribes to early settlers. Today, Anna Maria, with a population of 968 as of 2020, is part of a trio of towns on the island, with Holmes Beach and Bradenton Beach, known for its white sand beaches, wildlife, dolphins, manatees, and nesting sea turtles, and a slower pace of life. Its history reflects a journey from a rugged outpost to a cherished piece of old Florida, balancing growth with tradition.